Honourable Minister and Deputy Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to join you virtually on this World Population Day, a day set aside to focus attention on the urgency and the importance of population issues. It is thus fitting that Namibia is using this opportunity to launch the State of the World Population Report 2022, entitled Seeing the Unseen, the Case for Action in the Neglected Crisis of Unintended Pregnancy. This report brings to the fore the plight of individuals, women and girls who are unable to make decisions about their sexual and reproductive health and regrettably lack bodily autonomy. Unintended pregnancies have significant and broad ramifications for individuals, families, and societies. They have serious personal repercussions for the women and girls affected, including on their education, their well-being and health, as many resort to unsafe abortions. Close to half all pregnancies in the world are unintended, amounting to 121 million pregnancies every year. For the women and girls affected, whether or not to become pregnant is no choice at all. In Eastern Southern Africa, the most recent data show that close to half of the women lack the power to make decisions on sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights, when to seek reproductive health care, when to have sex, and when and if to use contraception. Honourable Minister and Deputy Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, girls who lack choices and opportunities in life, or who have limited or no access to sexual and reproductive health care and information, are more likely to become pregnant. Girls forced into child marriage, a violation of their human rights, are also more likely to become pregnant. The data from Namibia shows us that more teenage pregnancies are reported in rural areas, in regions such as Ohangwena, Omsati, and Kavango East. Close to 3 out of 10 girls in Namibia drop out of school due to teenage pregnancies. Hosting this launch event in Kavango East gives us an opportunity for all partners to assess the situation on the ground and pursue solutions to these challenges. Indeed, we cannot proffer solutions without engaging those that are affected, including those left farthest behind. Distinguished delegates, in the spirit of the 1994 International Conference on Population and Development and the ambitions of the Decade of Action towards the 2030 Sustainable Goals, UNFPA works to prevent unintended pregnancy. UNFPA is present in more than 150 countries globally, including Namibia, to support access and demand for comprehensive sexual and reproductive health care and services from a life course approach, recognizing that people have different and changing needs throughout their lives and at different stages of their sexual and reproductive lives. Honourable Minister and Deputy Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, unintended pregnancy has been an invisible crisis for far too long. UNFPA calls on policymakers and community leaders to work to prioritize urgent action to address unintended and adolescent pregnancy. It is time for us to see the unseen. The voices and needs of women and girls must shape our responses to the crisis of unintended pregnancies. Partnerships with women's organizations can allow for more collaborative approaches in formulating policies. We must prioritize investment in research and evidence to better understand the drivers and impacts of unintended pregnancy and ensure people, women and men, have access to contraceptives of their choice. Health systems, including those in humanitarian settings, must provide holistic reproductive health services that are stigma-free and support bodily autonomy. Leaders must ensure gender equality in all areas of policy making, including breaking down barriers to women completing their education and entering the workforce, and supporting innovative social support programs. Finally, we all, from governments to individuals, we need to fully appreciate the repercussions of leaving women and girls behind. This means convincing family members, the media, religious leaders, and partners to value women and girls beyond and inclusive of motherhood. Women and girls themselves must insist upon their equal value and demand recognition at every turn, from the home to the clinic to the halls of their country's Capitol building. These efforts will bring us closer to our professed shared vision for humanity, a world in which every pregnancy is wanted and every person enjoys the full realization of their rights and potential. I thank you for your attention.